Greetings and welcome to the new Immune 365 Healthy by Choice lecture series. We have Professor Desiree Dubonnet and Rita joining us a little bit later, and a nice recording from them regarding gut health. So today we're really specifically looking at gut health. We're looking at the gastrointestinal tract. We're looking at some of the causes and symptoms of problems in the gut, and what we can do about it. And I'm speaking from the immune lectures now, and the area we're talking about is the stomach. I'm going to be going through the fossil lap, which is Desi's acronym for digestion. But just to say in the beginning that it's not about what we eat, it's about what we absorb. So I think in simple terms, is the petrol getting through to the car? Is it making the car go, yes or no? And there's certain things in the way, certain kinds of foods and certain kinds of emotional states that are going to block digestion, absorption, elimination, and the building block foods arriving to the cell and actually getting taken up by the cell as nutrients to produce energy and all the functions of the body. So just to note, it's, what is being absorbed is the most important thing. And, we are electromagnetic, dynamic beings, we batteries, and we need to be fully charged in order for all these processes to happen. So, our adrenal functioning, our neurotransmitters, etc., all need to be in, good working order and able to do this for us. So, looking at absorption, of course, we don't absorb actual protein. We absorb the broken down part. We absorb the amino acids. We absorb the glucose, the sucrose, the broken down sugar molecules, the broken down essential fatty acid molecules. And this is a process of digestion. Unless we get to that broken down phase or point, we're not going to absorb the food, and it's going to lie around and cause indigestion, cause fermentation, bloating, gas. And it will then attract worms and parasites to come and actually help the body get rid of the waste material. And then you start getting all sorts of diseases. I mean, just to mention a few that relate to the gut. We're talking about things like leaky gut, diarrhea, constipation, autoimmunity, Crohn's disease, celiac disease, irritable bowel syndrome, things like gastric reflux, hernias, ulcers, hemorrhoids, tumors, spasms. I just had a lady now who told me that she got a spasm in her colon. So I don't know how that big, thick colon actually, the spasm's fine, but she told me she twisted the colon. They told her that she twisted the colon. I don't know how that could actually physically happen, but you can get, diversions and things happening. So, symptoms of malabsorption and things going wrong in the digestive tract, relate to, malabsorption, undernourishment, low energy, tired, fatigue, weight loss or weight gain, pain, inflammation, lots of discomfort, cramping, heartburn. And remember also that the gut and the brain are linked. So we've got a situation where we also get, if there's constipation, there's always going to be brain fog, memory loss, a poor concentration. So the gut and the brain go hand in hand. So that's just some of the types of diseases and the symptoms of diseases, and we're going to be talking about the solution just now. So if we get back to the video clip that will be shown in the replay, and Desi's fossil lap, we're talking about, if you have a pen and paper, the fossil lap. FOSSILLAP. So we're talking about, first of all, the food, and Daisy goes into all of that, your choices of food. O would be oral, your chewing. Very, very important, obviously, because it starts the first phase of breaking up the food. The stomach then metabolizes further, forms a chyme. Digestive enzymes start getting secreted, and it breaks up the food. And this is where we need a load of hydrochloric acid to perform this function, to actually break down the protein into the amino acid form, break down the cellulose plant material into smaller particles and the carbohydrates. And then in the stomach, and then in the small intestine, we start getting the absorption of nutrients, and some more enzymes start coming through to continue and finalize the digestion. And then the food will pass the ileocecal valve where the appendix is, and start moving up the ascending colon, across the transverse colon, and down through the descending colon and out through the rectum. So, of course, this whole gastrointestinal tract from the mouth to the butt needs to be a very clean tube. We can't have particles in the way, blockages in the way. We need a very strong microbiome for that, which is the beneficial bacteria, fungi, and yeasts, obviously in the friendly forms, and they will then scavenge heavy metals and pathogens and parasites that might enter the oral route via the food, and dispense with that, and keep the microbiome flora in a very happy state and a very healthy state. Most of our immunity comes from the gut in any event. And remember also, for the peristaltic motion, we need the bile acids there to not only digest oils, but also to condition the gastrointestinal tract for peristaltic movement, to move the food through. So if you think of a baby, they start suckling and they will probably eliminate at the same time, because the whole gastrointestinal tract starts with the movement of the mouth moving. And just useful to know. So the liver is very important in the digestion process as well, and it will also help with the metabolism of protein. And very often we see a blocked gallbladder, and we see lack of protein enzyme coming through, and we see the liver battling to digest protein, and protein deposited in the kidneys. So also the autonomic nervous system is involved in the digestion and absorption and elimination, which is especially the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the involuntary nervous system, which works in the background 24/7. And if we don't relax, we don't allow this to happen, if we are in the parasympathetic nervous system all the time and running from the lion, so to speak, with adrenaline and cortisol being secreted all the time, we don't give the parasympathetic nervous system a chance to do the digestion, absorption, circulation of the food, removal of waste, and final elimination. It's very important to relax, and very important also to look after the pancreas, because the pancreas is what is secreting enzymes via the brain, and also hormones are being secreted via the brain. So if there's too much stress, it'll affect the hormone system, and we won't get things like cholecystokinin getting secreted, which is very important also for oil, cholesterol, to digest all of that. So very important to just remind everyone, disease starts in the gut, and we need to have a very, very healthy microbiome. So I've put a link onto the site here to a page on 365 Healthy by Choice website, which looks at gut health, causes, problems, symptoms, and solutions. And there's in fact a 13 a week, a lady who had pain in her gut for over a year, terrible cramping, double over pain, couldn't sleep. Actually told us she felt human. She said she tried all sorts of natural products. Nothing had worked until she met me and the products from 365 Healthy by Choice. And there are many, many testimonials. So all credit to the people who come in and actually, work at their health with the support of natural products, nature-made products, pure, unique, natural products, plant-based products, product in the quantum spin, which is natural in the way exactly nature provided it for us. And in that way, the innate potential of the body to heal kicks in, and that's what we rely on. We sit back and watch the magic. So all of this happens. We have to play our part, our lifestyle, reduce our stress, be very present and conscious when we are eating. In many instances, and I've read in many places, that eating is a festivity of the day, and to light the candles and be present and give thanks for the meal, bless the meal. In fact, you will also change the vibration of the food, and especially if the food has been modified in any way, and full of chemicals and food additives and things, we can actually change that vibration ourselves just by simple actions. So that is really the main sort of aspect regarding the digestive process. And on that the link that I've given you, there's a free guide for the actual digestion process, which you're welcome to avail yourself to. Yeah, I think the choice of food is critical, because we need to eat nature-made food. We need to eat whole foods, fresh foods, raw foods. And in Daisy's video, she talks about, to make smoothies as opposed to juicing, because juicing, remember, has broken up the plant cell wall, which is no good. We need the plant cell wall to rebuild our cells, our tissues, and our organs. And that's why smoothie is much better where you're using the whole food, taking your hand, eating the apple with your teeth, far better than, doing the juicing. So juicing's a little bit out. I think I haven't used my juicer probably in about 4 years. So, very proudly bought the best juicer on the market. And yes, it is just there. So, just to remember that, and remember the whole food, it must be identifiable. You must be able to see the grain, see the baby spinach, see the rocket or the arugula. You need to see the plant. You need to see the food. If it's so processed and mixed up, then, there's a processed aspect to this and a storage aspect, and the food will denature. So we need to eat today's food today, not 3 days old food today, because then you're going to look and you're going to act and you're going to have the energy of 3 days old food. Remember also on your plate, you want to have it as colorful as possible, because that appeals to the senses and it gets the whole digestive process happening and the secretion of the enzymes and so on. So it's very much an eye, smell, visual thing. And Daisy talks about the nose, because the nose and the tongue are our very sense organs for health and moving forward. So, there's a whole lot of actual rules for the stomach, which, are very important to adhere to if we want to get optimization of absorption of food. So we have talked about the right kind of foods and not to go for the synthetic processed foods, the synthetic nutrient supplements and so on, the amino glutamate D form of chelated amino acids, etc., for example, will eat the brain away forever. So you don't want to do that. You want to have absolutely pure foods and none of the processed foods. That's just absolutely critical for digestion. So if we have a look now, and I do urge those of you who are listening to have a look at the Medical Board Certified Diploma in Quantum Therapy on the IMUNE University site, because that will give you knowledge in terms of quantum medicine. And liquid lies in the gut, and it dilutes all the enzymes, all the hydrochloric acid that gets secreted, if it even gets secreted, put it that way. If we're too stressed, it's not going to happen. But fluid in the gut is everything's going to float and get diluted, and that is not going to then digest the food, and the big food particles will pass through to the intestine and basically cause fermentation and attract parasites. So again, also 2 hours after the meal, no fluid. Let the digestive process take place naturally, how it's meant to. Coffee as well. We don't want coffee during the meal, and an hour before eating, and at least an hour and a half to 2 hours after eating, because coffee causes a secretion of bicarbonate of soda at the wrong time. And the pancreas, it's pancreas's job. And when you have a double secretion of sodium bicarb, remember that's alkaline, we don't have enough acidity left in our gut for proper digestion. So the coffee break is 2 hours after we've eaten, put it that way. All right, quite dangerous to do that. And we don't want milk with our meals also, an hour before eating and 2 hours after eating, because of the inflammatory process. And just to go through a fourth rule, fruits alone, you want to eat a fruit on their own. Why? And that because fruits digest within 10, 15, 20 minutes. And other complex proteins and carbohydrates might take half an hour, an hour and a half. So what happens is the fruit all ferments. So again, an hour before eating, 1.5 to 2 hours after eating, you would have fruit. The worst fruits are melon and watermelon, because they literally digest. They're basically water. So within 5-10 minutes, they've digested and they need to move through the stomach. You don't want to eat complex food with them. And then also, small meal is better than a large meal, because it's better quality. And regarding nutrition, it is the quality, not the quantity. And then to eat more slowly, save the food. If you eat fast, you tend to overeat. So slower eating allows the hypothalamus to catch up with, on a sensory level, with, wow, now the gut is full, and tell us, we've reached the level of satiety and we don't need any more food. If you gulp your food down, you'll have more than too much. So slower meals and smaller meals, and chewing very, very well, of course. Rest comfortably after eating, 35 to 45 minutes to maximize the stomach function. We shouldn't be then getting in our cars, getting on transport, rushing here, rushing there, because it's going to interfere with the breakdown of process. So the digestion process needs to break the food down to its smallest particle, so that we can take it up and build our cells into cells, tissues, organs, systems, and the body. And then eat to live as opposed to live to eat, because we must see food as nutrition, as fuel, as petrol for the car. And, you wouldn't go and put lumpy, dirty, low-grade petrol into your car, because it's going to end up needing a service. Same with our body. You want to put the purest form you can find. And that goes for water too. So eat only when you're hungry and not when you're bored. Some people like to give their digestive system a break, say from 7 o'clock the night before till about 10 o'clock the next day. Some people call it intermittent fasting, just to give the rest. Or also then, the way you make your food, the way you prepare your food, your emotional state is going to play out in the food. And we need to see food as medicine, and really thank it for its healing aspect. So very important. We don't want to have violent or negative emotions when we're eating. And we want to really avoid sodium bicarb and antacids when we're eating, especially some people take sodium bicarb to alkalinize the body. That's all very well and good, probably just before bedtime when there's no food left in the gut or anything like that. The minute you take sodium bicarb when you're eating, of course, you remove the acidity, so then you can't digest. So it's really defeating the object. In fact, it's doubling your problem. So just remember that as well. And then don't sleep for 3 hours after eating. Very, very important. I know Da Vinci said that you should get it from the table still a bit hungry and with lots of energy. We've talked about coffee. And then the last thing I want to talk about today is butyric acid, butyrates, which are basically a huge defense against cancer. And where do you get the butyrates from? You get it from plant cellulose fiber, which is basically a prebiotic where the probiotics live off. So the big cellulose fiber, we need plant fiber. And that fiber will produce the butyrates, butyric acid, necessary for digestion, but also to prevent cancer cells forming. So they will detect and act on the cancer cells. And very, very important for digestion also is flaxseed oil, cold pressed, essential fatty acids. We need oils to line the gut, and we need oil to clean the villi. And we need, certain products to do that too. So insofar as the link that I've given you there is concerned, I just want to mention some other products. So there's a gut cleanse with Cascara Sagrada and about another 7 products to gently clean the villi, clean in between the villi of the gut. There's a microbiome reset with over 80 live strains, not to be kept in the fridge. These little light strains are like a gazillion of lights. When I look under the microscope, there's just electron lights moving everywhere. And these are our friends. These are the beneficial bacteria. We've got an enzyme product with 7 enzymes to digest everything, all the classes, oils, proteins, carbs. And we've also got a Parastop, which is a parasite cleanse. So very important, we've got to remove the causes. We've got a cell oxygen, which is going to also literally wipe the slate clean, just kill everything in terms of parasites, pathogens, remove heavy metals, also go into the bloodstream and also clear the bloodstream and inside the cell and clear the cells too. So the cell oxygen capsules or the drops. And then we've got a DMSO, dimethyl sulfur oxide, which is plant tree sap. And that is a solvent. It's an antibacterial, antifungal, and it will clean, it will declot the blood, it will thin and cleanse everything for you, and really, really, really does condition the gut. We've got a replica RNA DNA, which is nucleotides, and what you find also is that the neurotransmitters are formed in the gut. All right, the serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, GABA, PEA. And unless the amoebas are moved out and all the pathogens, they just live off our happy hormones. So we need to definitely sterilize the gut from there and get the gut microbes to produce the neurotransmitters, and also vitamin B and vitamin K, which are so lacking in everybody because we have malabsorption. We don't have enough gut microbes. So very important, all of that. And then the nucleoproteins in this product, which would be CoQ10A, G, C, and T. You don't find it in any other form, all 3 naturally occurring. The rest is extracted. So this particular RNA DNA replica will actually go and repair and clean inside all the little villi and make them really streamlined and clean for maximum absorption and heal a leaky gut. A wonderful product would be a zeolite, which is paramagnetic rock dust, which is a lining inside the gut. It doesn't get absorbed. It's not for the minerals or anything like that. That's for the plants. But for us, the paramagnetic part will attract the toxins out of our body and also keep the gut clean and sterile. Very good for lasting at night as well. I prefer this to alkalinizing the body than an antacid, just to tell you. We've also got a gallbladder flush, which is critical to unblock the gallbladder. I can tell you probably, 9 out of 10 people have got a blocked gallbladder to some extent, ranging from extreme to moderate to mild. So we need to open up that gallbladder. We've got a gallbladder flush that does that, releases the bile acid, digests the oil, and also gets the peristaltic motion moving in the gut. Very, very important. And we've got a castor oil. So we want to bring in the organic, yellow, beautiful castor oil. How you would use this is you would go into raw foods for maybe say 3 days, and then you would take 2 tablespoons of the castor oil directly before bed, get into your bed, and wake up in the morning. You'll eliminate quite early, probably about 4 in the morning, and you repeat that another 2 nights. So the 100 mils will do that for you. And then you will eliminate beautifully. And also the pathogens can't stand oil. So it's a great one to remove those 2. If you don't eliminate, you've got a big block. And then you need to get to cell oxygen, microbiome reset, gut cleanse, on a herbal level, flaxseed oil and remove the blockage. And then you can always do the oil as well. And then we talked about the flaxseed oil too. The pure organic flaxseed oil to lubricate the gastrointestinal tract, and also almost gold, which will it's basically the universal gold, silver, copper, nickel, cobalt, and the other platinum precious metal minerals, which not only give the body charge, but they detoxify every single organ of the body, the cells, and eliminate the toxins that cross the blood-brain barrier, also to clean inside the brain, as does cell oxygen, as does DMSO. So very, very important to put this kind of picture together where we know we have options. And using the Quantum 450, the Quantum Skio QUEX-ED eductors, we have a baseline measurement against which we can measure and enhance improvement. So you'll get improvement from your quantum assessment, because you get treatment there as well as the products I've mentioned. So it's really like a double whammy, and we just get 100% results and improvement. And people feel human again, and that's just really, really, really the best. And one thing to be very, very careful of is food additives. So the MSO on any genetically modified food, corn, soya, especially, and any heated oil. Heated oil is a recipe for disaster. It's in the trans form, which is cancer forming, and it will have a free radical damage effect on not only the blood, but also our cells. And you can see this on my dark field microscope. You see the pockets and the damage in the red blood cells, and the rest of the cells of the body are damaged, including the DNA and including the organs. So I hope that I've given you a nice intro into the fossil lap and the major rules of the stomach, what to eat, what not to eat, and the importance of certain substances, including butyric acid. Very, very important anti-cancer product, and also for oil digestion. Okay, if you've got any questions, let me know, and I can answer them. Always a pleasure and always an honor to have all of you here. And we'll be continuing on a Tuesday. And it gives me a break because I have another live webinar on a Thursday. And for the last month, we've been doing the gut. So on the Jane Mackenzie YouTube, you'll find already 4 parts to gut health, ranging from the role of microbes in human evolution, to gut symptoms, digestion, to the right sort of plant material, plant proteins, etc., and just some other symptoms and things. So this Thursday we'll be completing the gut program, and I just thought that I would sneak in a couple of the information and snippets from the IMUNE University course. Those of you are urged to join. It's on my website. I'm just going to get it. And you can, it's 650 euros for the course online, which is really a small amount for a medical board certified quantum therapy diploma. And then the mentorship is 480. So I'm just going to give you, and you get a license thereafter, and you're then protected both medically and legally. So I'm just going to pull up the link and copy it for you straight away. Here we go. Right, and I will be posting Desi's pre-recorded clip as well with this, where she explains it really beautifully, and with Rita's contribution. So with that, I'm going to end today, and I wish you all a wonderful rest of the day. Take this knowledge, share it, use it, give us feedback. I urge you to go and have a look on the link that I've given you for lots of information, and also on the Jane Mackenzie YouTube, which I'm going to just put in here. YouTube channel. And if you want to contact me at all, it's +78345962008. Right, that's correct. If you want to book an appointment, a 10-minute appointment, I'm happy to do 10 minutes for free. If you want a 15-minute, 30-minute, 1-hour appointment, we can do it online. You're also more than welcome, if you're in the Joburg area, to pop in and see our wonderful center, and you know how organic and authentic everything is here, and pure. You know, the products, they are not, it is not one filler, not one binder, not one additive, no sugar, no wheat, no dairy, absolutely pure, natural, and unique. And I think we all need to be operating from this authentic space. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Okay, I'm going to continue lecturing from